welcome to the Tabletop Games blog topic discussion. Board game player profile and update. The last time I checked my board game player profile on the Quantic Foundry was back in April 2020, so nearly a year ago. So I thought it's time to run through the questions again and see if much has changed. You can check yours as well, just follow the links at the bottom of this article on the blog at tabletopgamesblog.com. One thing that sticks out immediately to me is that discovery and aesthetics have just gone right up to 83%. Back in April 2020, discovery was at around 40% and aesthetics at around 45%, so it's clear that I want to be much more drawn into the game. I prefer games that allow me to explore and that look amazing. I think that's actually very true. I've always liked the look of games, but that's become a stronger influence for me now. Unsurprisingly, I launched a podcast series, Let Me Illustrate, there's a link in the description below, where I feature different board game artists every 2 weeks. It really confirms that I want games to look great. To back up that I want to be drawn into games more these days, immersion has gone up from around 35% to nearly 75% now. That's over double, showing how much I want to play a game that takes me away into its own world and allows me to focus my thoughts on things other than the day-to-day worries. I guess it's understandable given the current situation, where we can't go out or meet friends, but are stuck at home and are worried about our health, our jobs and our families and friends, and probably a lot more. Games have clearly become an even bigger escape for me now. Social fun has also gone up from around 10% in April 2020 to nearly 30% now. However, it still seems rather low. I do love the social aspects of games, whether I'm playing with family or friends. I like the chat, the banter around the table and just being with other people, even if it's virtually at the moment when playing with friends. I would have expected the value to be at maybe around 80%, but there we are. Conflict has gone down slightly from around 50% to 40%, so I still like conflict in games, but not quite as much as I did before. That's about right, because I'm not a player who likes to be mean to other players, but I enjoy games with a good amount of player interaction. Cooperation has remained the same. Depending on who I play with, I do like cooperative games, but I guess in general I prefer competitive games. So yes, that's my latest board game player profile. I do always find it interesting to see how my player profile changes over time. You can see all my previous results by following the links below, and you can complete the survey for yourself for free. Again, just follow links below. Thank you for listening to this Tabletop Games blog topic discussion podcast. Please check the description below for links mentioned in this episode, as well as to the written version of this article on the blog. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, give us some stars or leave a review. Please also tell your friends about me, and if you want to offer financial support, check out my Patreon Ko-fi pages, links to which you'll find in the blog at tabletopgamesblog.com. So thank you again for listening, and I hope to see you again soon. This podcast was made possible by the generous help of my Patreon supporters. Royal Patron Sean Newman, Castle Guards David Miller and James Naylor, Dice Masters Alex Bardi, Paul Grogan and Robin Kay, and Shining Lights Gavin Jones, Sarah Reed, Richard Simpson and Tim Vernick.